crypto market just erupted with massive gains, and today was nothing short of monumental. If you glanced at the charts, it was a sea of green everywhere. Let's break it down. H-bar climbed 5.1%, not earth-shattering, but still a solid win. Utility tokens like IOTA surged 5.2%, Ondo jumped 5.5%, and XLM saw a nice 3.6% bump, and XRP had a strong showing too. But the real standout, ICP skyrocketed by 10.4%. Meanwhile, XRP added 2.5%, and QNT rose 3.3%. To top it off, Bitcoin delivered a 3.7% gain today, which is always a crowd pleaser. All in all, a great day for crypto enthusiasts with plenty of reasons to celebrate. All right, let's dive into the latest market moves and see what's happening out there. Here's the big picture. Bitcoin is sitting strong at 109.6K, Ethereum at 2.7K, and XRP at $2.30. As for 24-hour trading volume, Bitcoin leads with a massive 36.3 billion. Ethereum follows at 21.6 billion, and XRP trails at 2.81 billion. Slightly lower than expected, but still holding steady. Interestingly, there's been a surge in BTC and ETH buying activity, which I'll definitely highlight. The overall crypto market cap has hit an impressive 3.45 trillion, climbing 4.19% just today. Definitely something to celebrate. Now, if we zoom in on the top 500 coins, we see some standout performances from Volcoins posting major gains across the board. The last 24 hours have been action-packed with plenty of green lights flashing. It's clear that momentum is building, but let's not forget it's June. There's still a lot more to come, and I'll be breaking it all down for you. June is shaping up to be a massive month for crypto, just as I predicted, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still plenty to keep an eye on, like the upcoming FOMC meeting with the Fed next week and the buzz around a potential China deal, which I'll dive into more soon. But now let's talk Bitcoin. Earlier today, Bitcoin hit an impressive high of 110.06K, a number we've been waiting for. XRP also made waves, hitting $2.31 with a total high of around $2.32. And Ethereum, it soared to $2,724.00, which we absolutely love to see. If you caught yesterday's video, you'll remember I highlighted a few key levels. Bitcoin needed to break past 106.8K, or let's just say 107K, and today's surge finally pushed us out of that stubborn red zone. Right now, the biggest challenge we're facing is hitting a wall, a lower high to be exact. Ideally, we want to see higher highs, not lower ones, especially since we've already been dealing with lower lows. At the moment, the trend is looking bearish until we reclaim that elusive new all-time high. Breaking past it is key, and it could happen within the next 24 hours, particularly if positive news emerges about the China deal. That said, stay on your toes because anything can happen. What bugs me most about these sudden Bitcoin surges is how much the market still leans on Bitcoin dominance, which is sitting at nearly 64.5%. For the next big Bitcoin move, I'd love to see some of that dominance dropped. It's time for other assets to shine. I have a feeling we're in for a bit of a pullback before a much bigger surge to the upside. If you look at the lower time frames, especially the 4-hour chart, it's pretty clear. The 3-hour, 2-hour, and even the 1 hour on Bitcoin all paint a similar picture, right? You can see we're hitting a bit of a resistance zone here. There's still work to be done before Bitcoin is truly out of the woods, but progress is definitely being made. Now, as for XRP, it looks like that higher low is holding steady for now. The key phrase is for now, because we've still got the FOMC meeting ahead. That's going to be a major event, one we know is on the horizon. It's not some wild card like, say, an unexpected China deal that could drop at any time. As we gear up for this meeting, volatility could pick up. So stay sharp and tread carefully. We're starting to see some exciting momentum in the market. While altcoins haven't made their big move yet, it's no surprise since Bitcoin is stealing the spotlight with its dominance at an all-time high. For XRP, the key level I'm watching is around $2.55. If we can get a solid 3-day candle close above that, it's game on. There's also a midline around $2.65 that we need to clear, but the real focus is pushing past previous highs like those from mid-May. Beyond that, March highs sit near $3, and after that, we're targeting the January peaks. It's a climb, no doubt, but the potential is there. Once alt season truly kicks off, and I'm confident it will, XRP could really shine. There's work to do, but the payoff could be huge. Let's dive into this because we're starting to see some big signs and signals worth paying attention to. When it comes to XRP, the focus lately has been on XRP dominance, and for good reason. While everyone's watching Bitcoin dominance, still sitting at those major highs, I've been keeping an eye on altcoin dominance trends, specifically when analyzing the 3-week chart. Remember that key level we've been discussing? Well, we're just under it now. The zone I'm closely monitoring sits around 66.74%, though it could stretch to 67%. What I'm really watching for is a sharp, impulsive move from these highs. But here's the kicker: Ethereum. What Ethereum is doing right now is equally important and could shape what happens next. People often overlook how Ethereum consistently takes the spotlight every cycle. At around $2,000, give or take $700, it's setting up for something big. We're just starting to creep past the highs on the 3-day chart, and the daily is showing some serious resistance ahead. This range, it's the red zone, a tricky area we need to approach with caution as it's packed with resistance. For now, Ethereum has been chopping and ranging, just as I've been pointing out these past few days. It's eerily similar to the pattern we saw before that massive breakout, where it rocketed from $1,800 to nearly $2,800. Looking at where we are now, if history even rhymes, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ethereum smashing past $4,000 soon. Ethereum is heating up and things are getting interesting. We might be gearing up to retest those highs around $3,400 to $3,600, maybe even higher. The recent price action has been strong and impulsive, and it's no coincidence this is happening just as Ethereum ETFs are seeing massive inflows. Here's the kicker: bullish US spot Ethereum ETFs have now recorded 15 consecutive days of inflows, raking in a jaw-dropping 837 million. This is big news, especially considering the bearish sentiment that's loomed over Ethereum in recent weeks. Could this be the start of something major? I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't this supposed to be an XRP discussion? Don't worry. It absolutely is. But here's the thing: every cycle, Ethereum takes the lead, setting the stage in what's called phase 2 of alt season. It's like the opening act before the headliner steals the show. Once Ethereum makes its move, that's when the large caps like XRP really step into the spotlight. Right now, all eyes are on Ethereum. If it breaks out, we could see a major shift in Bitcoin dominance, just like what happened back in January 2021. Remember that massive drop in Bitcoin dominance when Ethereum went on a tear? Bitcoin's share plummeted to around 39-40% as Ethereum surged. It was a game changer. So while XRP's time to shine is coming, the real story for now is what Ethereum does next. Let's dive into the latest on the US-China trade talks. Early yesterday morning, news broke at 6 a.m. that delegations from both nations would meet in London. Later in the day, we got an update confirming the talks would continue today. The world is watching, waiting for a significant breakthrough. Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Meanwhile, President Trump had a few words to share. We are doing well with China. China is not easy. Classic Trump, right? It's clear the negotiations are anything but simple, but the stakes couldn't be higher. Stay tuned as this story unfolds. Things could get interesting.
We are doing well with China. China's not easy, just like your home country is not easy there. I think we're doing very well. They're over there now. I'm only getting good reports. It's a little early, but they'll be calling in soon. In fact, probably when I get back, I'll have my first call from them. We want to open up China, and if we don't open up China, maybe we won't do anything, but we want to open up China. It'll be a great thing for China, a great thing for the rest of the world.
Lift export controls when it comes to China? Did you give your negotiators any sort of limitations?
We're going to see. Look, China has been ripping off the United States for many years. Nobody charged them 10 cents. No president had the courage to charge China for whatever reason. They didn't want to do it. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars. I put on tariffs on China when I got in first term, and we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. And then I did it again, but I did it for a lot of others. If you look at the stats, the deficit last month was cut in half. Everybody was shocked. I wasn't shocked. I think a lot of the people at this table weren't, because they saw the billions of dollars that were pouring in, and the tariffs hadn't even started yet, just about. They weren't cars. They were in some countries at a very minor level. And we cut the deficit in half, and it was a big story a couple of days ago. They said, I don't believe one of the announcers on a business network went wild, said, I can't believe these numbers. Those numbers are good. The numbers are going to be very good. I think we're going to have a great 4 years.
He's rambling a bit, sure, but there's a hint of progress brewing with China. The deal isn't sealed yet. It could take another week or two, but don't be surprised if it happens sooner than expected. Now, let me take you back to something I said on May 10th. As we inch closer to a trade deal with China, we're running out of time to position ourselves properly. That prediction still holds. This deal isn't just a headline. It's a massive catalyst waiting to ignite. We're talking about a ripple effect across markets. Bitcoin, XRP, the entire crypto space, even stocks, they're all poised for a major move. Bitcoin's already hit a higher high and is locked in a bullish structure, yet so many retail investors are still missing the bigger picture. Don't get left behind. The stage is set and the fireworks could start at any moment. Let's rewind to May 10th. At exactly 5:23 p.m. On that day, Bitcoin was hovering around 105K, give or take. Earlier in the day, it might have been closer to 104K, but by the time the dust settled, Bitcoin surged to nearly 112K. The market was wild, ranging, chopping, unpredictable as ever. Now, here's where things get interesting. Fast forward to June, and all eyes are on the Fed, where we'll see a rate cut. I'm betting it could happen. It's definitely on the table, though opinions are split. Some say yes, others say no. Either way, the Fed's decision will be a major catalyst, potentially sending shockwaves through the market. A Fed rate cut paired with a China trade deal? Now that's the kind of 1-2 punch that could send stocks soaring to record-breaking heights. But if tomorrow doesn't bring a deal, don't sweat it. I'm betting June could be the game changer. In the meantime, I hope you've been making the most of this window to scoop up coins while prices are low or moving sideways. Time is ticking and the clock is counting down fast. The cycle we're in, where Bitcoin stands, and the shifting tides of dominance all signal one thing. Change is coming, and it's coming quickly. Bitcoin dominance is holding its ground, but take a closer look. Ethereum is quietly stealing the spotlight with 15 consecutive trading days of significant ETF inflows. The demand for Ethereum is heating up. Welcome to phase 2. This is where the gears really start turning, but don't blink. Phase 2 moves fast. Back in late 2020, this same stage kicked off towards the end of December, and by March or April 2021, most altcoins had skyrocketed, delivering 5x to 10x returns. Time is ticking, and I believe we're nearing a turning point. It's only a matter of time before the US and China finalize their trade deal, a move that's bound to be a game changer for markets across the board. This could be the catalyst we've all been waiting for. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay ahead of the curve, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I've got plenty of free content coming your way, and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay informed and take care. Peace out.